Welcome to the Township of Springfield, County of Union, State of New Jersey meeting for October 22nd, 2024. This meeting is being held in accordance with the public laws of 1975. Chapter 231, an adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by notice sent to the Star Ledger, the local source, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the Township website. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Carl Ostergaard, Vice Commander, American Legion, Post 228. Please remain standing for a moment of silence for our soldiers overseas, at home, and for Springfield Police Officer John Paul Patrick. Thank you. Roll call.
Mayor Weber,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Laufer,
Here.
Committeeman Capitis is absent, Committeeman Huber,
Here.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Present.
All right. We're going to go to proclamations and announcements. Springfield residents 55 plus, November calendar 2024 is out. You have full days on every day except for two, Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving. There is an activity on every single day. So pick up your calendar over at the Chisholm Center or online. We've got plenty of them. The Halloween Spooktacular, Sunday, October 27th, from 1 to 2:30 at Chisholm Park. Costume contest winner announced at 2:15. Rain location will be the Chisholm Community Center gym. We'll change to indoors. Same thing. Take a look at the website. You can get all the details on it and pick up a flyer. All municipal offices will be closed on November 5th for Election Day and Monday, November 11th in observance of Veterans Day. I actually got a request to clean out the ballot box at Chisholm.
It's clean, it's
It was done?
emptied every day.
Okay, that's what I figured, but
It's emptied every day by a bipartisan team from the County of Union.
I figured that. I'm just relaying the message. Somebody seemed to think it was not.
Well, I put my ballot in Sunday, and it was received like as of yesterday or early this morning, because I looked it up.
Fantastic, okay. Then, anybody's listening, it is closed, it is cleared out every day. Polling locations will be open from 6 to 8 on Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th. Veterans Day ceremony is Monday, November 11th, 11 a.m., Veterans Park. Rain location, it will be the Jonathan Dayton High School Auditorium. Springfield Clean Community Day, Sunday, November 3rd, 11 to 2. Laurel Park, Smithfield Park, Washington Park, student community service hours are offered. Gloves and bags will be provided. I just had the Environmental Commission meeting yesterday. I sat with them. They are in desperate need of volunteers. If anybody is watching this, they need volunteers. If your kid needs hours to graduate high school, send them over. They need to get it done. You know, it's the same 10 people. We need more. Flu clinic registration, November 6th from 4 to 6 p.m. at Chisholm Community Center. Registration not required. Please call 908-851-8507 for additional information. That is also on our website, Chisholm Community Center, if you're looking for the flu clinic information. Township extends its condolences to current committeeman and former mayor Richard Huber and his wife Ginny on the passing of Ginny's sister Kathy Caffrey on October 15th. Sorry, Rich, if there's anything, you know, the family needs, you know, you have our support.
Richard.
We are going to switch over to public comment on agenda items only. Public comment on agenda items only. If anybody has anything, public comment, agenda items only, come on up. Mic is open. Receive no emails.
No.
Nope. Okay, we'll skip on to that. We're going to go right to the reports with our administrator's report from Mr. John Basicolo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. All right, a couple of items I'd like to bring up for tonight. We had a sewer backup on Riverside Drive on October 16th. It affected 2 streets and several homes. This, again, has been a backup from a blockage from people putting wipes again.
What street?
This was Riverside Drive.
Where's that? And
We had 2 streets. Robbie didn't say which other 2. He just had Riverside Drive. It affected 2 streets and several homes. The point, though, again, is I want to remind everybody, these wipes are not flushable. I know they say on the package they are. They do not break up like, unfortunately, like toilet paper does. What happens is they catch in the system and they end up lumping together and we end up with a backup. And then we have to go out and try to break them up. So you're not only, what's interesting is that most of the time the person that's flushing them, it doesn't happen at their house. It happens at their neighbors because it goes downstream somewhere. So please refrain from that. We've had this issue many times and it's still continuing. We had a pre-construction meeting on October 16th to do some manhole rehabilitation throughout the town. What this is that we're trying to stop water from going into the manholes because we pay to have that water treated. So this is a way of sealing those manholes so we don't get that. So we did that on Wednesday, October 16th, and that will be started shortly. Leaf collection, I want to go over that again. Leaf collection begins November 1st. We're already seeing people putting brush out mixed in with the leaves. Now, I understand if you rake the lawn, you get a few pieces of, little sticks in there. That's not a problem. But people are putting brush out with the leaves. It will not be picked up. And the reason is that when we take it to the recycling center, they will reject the load. Then we have to bring it back, dump it out, and we have to go through it by hand and separate it. We can't be doing that. So if you mix the two, what we're going to do is that our DPW director and our supervisors, they're going to go through the town. If they spot that, they're going to leave a letter in the door that it's not going to be picked up. So you've got a chance to separate it, and then the leaves will be picked up. But it's not that we're being mean. We just can't get rid of it.
can I add something real quick?
Yes, sir.
The pool has specific the dumping area for leaves, brush, debris. It actually says sticks, brush, etc., leaves, grass. It is broken down. You cannot get it to any simpler form than that.
Brush under 2 inches is acceptable at the recycling center at 44 Morrison Road. So you can take it up there anytime. Paving projects. The work on Mizell by PSC&G is expected to last another 2 to 3 weeks. PSC just milled Garden Oval, Vista Way, Fernhill, Green Hill, and High Point. Those 4 streets are scheduled to be paved tomorrow. We are doing Johanna and Kane. They're scheduled to be milled on Thursday and paving on Friday, weather permitting. This is part of the swap that we did with PSC&G. So those streets will be done in the next week or so. Other ongoing road projects, cement work has begun on Milltown and Smithfield, the curb work, and any handicap ramps. All the markouts are done on Pitt and Christie and the upper end of Henshaw. Work on those streets is expected to start very shortly. Our Gomes project up the street, they poured the basement the other day, and they did the ramps coming out of the basement, the walls. They were inspected, and they both passed. I don't know if anybody's noticed Center Street, but we took a bond from them to get Center Street done in a specific time frame. The curbing is already finished. The fence has been removed. The chain link fence has been put up. The barriers have been moved back. The street is now striped, so it's 2-way, and they're making great progress. The only thing that's left is there's a little bit of drainage from the entrance to the project down to Hannah. They're hooking up one piece of piping there, and that should be done in the next couple of days. We're in the process of putting a bid together to order the pumps for Marion Station because we've got that money left that we were granted by the government. We've got to get that encumbered by the end of the year. So we're looking to replace the pumps there, and next year they will be installed. We're looking at 40-some weeks in order to get the pumps. So we just need to get them ordered. If there's any other questions or comments, I would be happy to answer.
Yeah, I need some clarity. Mizell was just paved a year and change ago.
That's
And
correct.
they're digging this thing up again.
Anything that was paved that's in the moratorium must be then repaved curb to curb, not to the center line.
They're not going, okay, all right, but that is coming under PSE&G's dime, not ours.
That is correct.
Okay, so they will mill everything that they have torn up.
Anything that is, again, outside the moratorium is half. Anything inside must be paved curb to curb.
I got one on Gomes. I'd like somebody to be able to go Friday or something like that. They leave doors open. Somebody gets hurt in there. It'd be a lawsuit. Pet peeve of mine. I want,
Well, there's a lot of sections of the buildings that don't even have doors on it.
but if the door's there, let's lock them. I want it locked. And they're gonna say they put a fence up. I can move that fence in 2 minutes. You can just lift it up and move it. So I think for the safety, you know how kids are. I wanna make sure they're safe.
All right, we'll check them.
Okay?
Also, the glass for the retail on the bottom floor is in, and it's not put in yet. It has arrived, and so has the frames. So within the next couple of weeks, the rest of the glass should also be in.
I can tell you that our bid is already going through the building,
Yep.
talking to people about possible rentals on the place already, so
Yeah.
they're already in gear on getting that
And
done.
did anybody notice the front? They've put up dead in the center where there's a couple of balconies in the front. There's now an extension. There's a roof with a frame around it, like out of stone, on the building. It actually looks very nice. So the building is actually starting to shape up. So we're getting there.
Can I get a little bit more of a concrete timetable on Pitt Road? I've had 4 people ask when they're gonna,
Pitt Road, let me see where
just so
we
they
are.
know, in terms of, it's a major thoroughfare.
Yes, well, again, Pitt Road, they will get noticed in the mail before anything is done. Let me see where Pitt Road is. If I don't have it, if you give me a few minutes, I will get it for you.
You can have as much time as you need, John.
I'll get you Pitt Road very shortly.
What is I'm going to complicate things even more now. What is the process to make sure that we do not do anything in terms of paving that PSE&G is going? Is there any preventive net?
Yeah.
That, we go and pave it and they tear it up a week later?
well-
Nobody's talking to anybody.
No, we did. We had a meeting with PSE&G. We went over all the roads, who's paving what. There's a moratorium. They have to come in for road opening permits. So anything that's on the moratorium, they have to come to us first anyhow before they do anything. So our engineer would research that and know right away.
All right, so they will go through engineering at this point for anything that we're potentially going to resurface or do?
Yep.
Okay.
And again, we did have a meeting with them, and we went over all the streets that they've torn up, who's responsible for which ones and when they're going to be done.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody else? Anything? Nope. Okay. Thank you. We'll move on to minutes. Seeing none. And then we'll go straight to new business, ordinance, second reading. Seeing none. We will go on to first reading of ordinances.
Ordinance 2024-20. This ordinance amends the Township's stormwater control regulations in accordance with updated regulations from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection.
Mr. Mayor, ordinance 2024-20, as read by Madam Clerk. Publication on local source, October 31st, 2024, with the final hearing November 12th, 2024.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on this at all? This is pretty much state ordered. We're just following their amendments to,
This is for both residential and business? I mean, residential and commercial?
Yeah, residential and commercial. And Mike Disco handled this, our engineer, so it's...
Yep.
okay, so seeing no discussion on it, Roll call?
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer?
Yes.
Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-21. This ordinance amends the land use provisions of the Township Code with respect to the waiver of development application fees for qualifying nonprofit organizations.
Mr. Mayor, as read by Madam Clerk, ordinance 2024-21, publication, local source, October 31st, 2024, with final hearing November 12th, 2024.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on this?
Trying to limit
This is just going into, can you give me a breakdown on this, Greg?
Yeah, sure.
Please.
This is, so the town, for certain, pursuant to statute, for certain types of entities, 501c3 entities, the township routinely waives fees for certain types of redevelopment or development applications. And this puts an annual limit on those fee waivers, with the exception of the Board of Education, which by statute is entitled to a waiver of fees all year.
Okay, so
So these organizations still have to come to us for a fee waiver?
Correct.
It's, okay.
Yeah, it's not like an automatic waiver.
That was my question.
Yeah, it has to be applied.
and we have a cap at $1,000.
Put an annual aggregate limit on it, yes.
All right.
Committee-
Roll call?
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-22. This ordinance amends the Township Code to adopt updated regulations governing tree removal and replacement in accordance with guidance from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-22 as read by Madam Clerk with publication in the local source on October 31st, 2024, with the final hearing on November 12th, 2024.
Second.
All right, discussion. I see this one is pretty lengthy. Alex?
Yeah, no, I'll kick it off. Oh, why does everyone assume the environment is me? No, hey, I might go into more detail on when we do our final public hearing, but just a really quick thanks to our business administrator, to Keith, our forester, to Robbie, our DPW director, and to Craig, who we all kind of sat down and made sure that we were making the right moves to ensure that our tree canopy is protected and to meet the desired goal of trying to limit individuals from frivolously removing trees that otherwise capture carbon, but more importantly for our community, the older trees make sure that they retain stormwater and water in general that could, with the elimination or further degradation of our tree canopy, would potentially make flooding worse in our community. So this guidance, while we had a tree ordinance for the last few years, recently the Department of Environmental Protection at the state came out with guidelines instructing all communities to adopt a certain tree regulation. And we made sure that ours goes just a little further than the state to ensure that we're at the forefront of making sure that we're protecting that canopy, and while still maintaining that individuals who are who have trees that are diseased or dying are able to take down a tree without penalty. So I really, truly thank you, everybody in the administration who we worked together, and I think we ultimately got an ordinance that is in line with all the communities around us.
Craig, this thing's pretty lengthy. Can you give us a Cliff Notes version of it, or what do you?
Yeah, well, so this ordinance was actually, a version of this ordinance was introduced earlier in the spring, and the forester came in at that point and spoke about some of the highlights. It's not significantly different. It covers basically all of the same topics that the existing tree ordinance does. What it does, though, it does give the definition of tree, sort of the threshold for when you need to get a permit to remove a tree, was actually increased from 4 inches in diameter to 8 inches in diameter.
Okay.
And there also were some like reductions in fees for replacement tree costs. There was a substantial provision that was put in was a tree removal contractor registration requirement, which helps ensure that when individuals are getting someone to give them advice and guidance, that those folks are registered and licensed, and so that the township's residents are protected, and that they're insured and everything else. I mean, those are the highlights. It's a pretty detailed ordinance, so certainly would encourage folks who are interested to take a look at it after first reading if it gets adopted.
Okay, excellent, thank you. Roll call.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer.
Yes.
Mayor Weber.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, can I give
Yes.
Committeeman Laufer an answer? On Pitt Road, right now, we went out and marked the trees to be removed this morning. So we're waiting for the tree company. They should probably be out there next day or so. Then AJM, who is doing the actual work on the road, they haven't given us a time yet. Robbie's going to reach out to them tomorrow. We'll get a time from them, and I'll get back to you, and we can put that out.
Yeah, we just want to make sure it doesn't, interfere with any holidays or anything like that.
Nope. And the contractor always notifies all of the residents with a letter exactly when they're doing what. So,
No, I hear that.
Okay, we're going to go on to resolutions. We'll approve them through consent agenda. If you want something pulled, just say it as I read it, and we'll pull it. Resolution 2024-239, 2024-240, 2024-241, 2024-242. Pulling 242. 2024-243, 2024-244, 2024-245, 2024-246, that's it.
All right, Mr. Mayor. Resolution 2024-239, 240, and 241. 2024-243, 2024-245, 246. That's it.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer.
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser. Mayor Weber.
Yes. Yeah.
Resolution 2024-242. This resolution certifies the 2023 annual audit.
I'll make a motion to pull resolution, I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2024-242 as read by Madam Clerk.
Second.
Just wanted to pull to just acknowledge the hard work that goes in.
Diane was the leader on that one.
No, it's a picture of the entire township's financial standpoint, and so every department is pretty much a part of that.
That's what I was driving home about, and
Can you repeat that in the mic? I didn't hear that one. I'm sorry. I know the audience has to hear that,
It's-
please.
There were no dings that we got. It was totally clean. We've had in the past where there was recommendations of things that weren't done exactly right.
The past when?
Oh, this is going back, when was the last time we got one? That we had a note on, 4 years
Right.
ago?
This is the third clean audit, so 4 years ago.
4 years ago, so we haven't had one since.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
I think it's time for a change.
Roll call vote?
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Mayor Weber.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-244. This resolution establishes a fair and open process for the awarding of certain contracts for the 2025 calendar year.
I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution 2024-244 as read by Madam Clerk.
I'll second it. With that, I mean, I know as a committee individually, we'd been talking about adding a couple things to the list of things that we're going to go out to bid. And I was just wondering if it would be prudent to table this so we can get a full list.
Couldn't we amend it tonight?
Yeah, it can be amended now, and we
Because, I mean, this has to go out, and, you know, then we have to get these back, and they have to be reviewed. Maureen and I did look at the calendar, and, you know, you have Thanksgiving coming up, you have the, it's usually this meeting.
No, I know that, but
it gets tight, but the next meeting is the 12th.
The 9th, isn't it?
The next meeting isn't until the,
I guess my next question is, could we approve it tonight and then add others at another meeting?
I don't see why we couldn't. If you're at, we go out for bid, you can go out for bid again, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, you can,
So like, why don't we approve, because there's one in particular that I'm really thinking of that we need to add. So I don't want to hold up the process. I genuinely don't. It's just, can we just add that proactively next meeting and just, process-wise, Craig, is that allowed?
yes, it is. And for
That's my
those-
question.
We've
and
done it
if
before.
you do that, those,
Okay.
whichever ones are added might only be out for
So-
a shorter period of, slightly shorter period of time, but at least the bulk of them will be out for whatever the,
Then I withdraw my motion to table, and I'm good.
Excellent. Roll call vote, please.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber, Mayor Weber.
Yes. All right. No, we're still not ready, I don't think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Let's move on to discussion and action items, please. Motion for the Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance, the DBSA, to request and hold bi-monthly meetings at the Chisholm Community Center in 2024, 2025. Hold harmless and certificate insurance is provided.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Mayor?
One second.
All right, we're going to go on to finance and pay some bills with Committeeman Kaiser.
All right. I'll make a motion to adopt payroll and invoices for the period of October 9th, 2024 through October 22nd, 2024 in the amount of $4,745,648.66.
Second.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber,
Yeah.
Mayor Weber.
Yes.
Everybody received the September budget, September pool budget, September revenue, September pool revenue, and best practices. Everyone can file accordingly.
Okay. Okay. We're going to take a pause to the standard township items, and we are going to go back to a resolution that was pending. And we're going to go to Township Resolution 2024-247.
Okay.
Whereas Officer John Paul Patrick has been employed as a police officer within the Township of Springfield beginning May of 2007. And whereas Officer Patrick had been assigned as an investigator within the investigative division of the police department from January of 2018 through December of 2021. Whereas Investigator Patrick excelled in investigations involving all forms of cybercrime and fraud, having achieved the status of Certified Fraud Examiner on his personal time. And whereas during this time in the investigative division, Investigator Patrick was assigned on loan to the Union County Prosecutor's Office, High-Tech Crimes Unit, for several months between 2018 and 2019. Whereas while on active duty on October 6th, 2024, Officer Patrick suffered a medical episode which ultimately led to his untimely passing on October 21st. And whereas Police Chief John Cook, in accordance with Section 2-41:11 of the Township Code entitled Detectives Within Investigative Decision, has recommended for the Township Committee that Officer John Paul Patrick be posthumously promoted to the rank of detective. Now there be it resolved by the Township Committee, Township of Springfield, County of Union, State of New Jersey, that Officer John Paul Patrick is hereby posthumously promoted to the rank of detective within the investigative division of the Police Department, effective as of October 22nd, 2024. A motion, please.
Make motion.
Yeah, I will, with a heavy heart, second that motion.
Second.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Mayor Weber?
Yes. At this point, we will be presenting the detective badge to his widow and her family, and I'll be presenting a resolution to you. So let me make sure this mic is on. All right. Chief Cook would like to say a few words.
I mean, stuff like this happens every day somewhere in the country, in the world. It's the first time in my career that I've had to deal with an issue like this. Appreciate the Township Committee working with us to be able to get this done tonight. I know it's a short notice, and we really don't, it's nothing very ceremonial about it. We apologize for that, but it's something that we did want to get done tonight. So again, sorry if it's not really a big ceremony. I mean, we do want to celebrate John's life and what John is to our department. So usually I'm not at a loss for words, as most people here know, but I do appreciate Christine being here, and Gabrielle and Vanessa. I'm not sure who's who. Vanessa and Gabriella. I have daughters too. You guys are beautiful. Just want to thank everyone, the family that's here, and for allowing us to be a part of your family, for which you forever are. Anything that's ever needed, you have all our contacts. We're always here for you to help in any way that you may need. John's a big part of our family. And I was been going through his file, which I usually don't have to go through files too often, but I've seen a lot of things that I forgot about. And I was putting together things for, to possibly speak at his service later. So we don't have a lot prepared now, but I did see a lot of funny things. I was not his first sergeant, but I know when I first became a sergeant, he was assigned to me. And I know he's always done a great job, which is why, he was then put into the detective bureau. That's not necessarily a rotational thing. It's something that's earned. And by telling the stories the past couple of days at the hospital, I mean, you guys know how quirky he is, and we thought maybe it was just us, but the stories we heard from you guys, obviously, that's just John. So that's always going to last around here, and stories are always told, and they'll be told for decades to come about this guy or that guy, and John will always be there as well. I'm not sure what more to say. Again, this is tough right now. Again, it happens, unfortunately, every day in the police world. But when it hits home, it's something else. We're all at a loss. The brotherhood and sisterhood came together at the hospital the past few days. It was great to see, and that's something that won't go away. So we're here. You got lovely young ladies. They got a lot of family members, big brothers, here to look out for them. Anything they need when they start dating. I don't want to put that in their heads yet, but they're going to have a lot of guys looking out for them. So again, I'm not sure if anybody else wants to say anything, but
I do have one thing, Chief.
yes, sir.
Mrs. Patrick and the family. We've been on the phone with, when things like this happen, there's a lot of details, all right? Our BA, our chief, whatever you need, we will sort through everything and get you through this as easy as possible in terms of our ends of everything. So even if you're not in a position to talk or whatever, if the family needs to make a phone call or whatever, we're here and we will help make all of this happen. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, certainly.
I just want to thank Chief Cook, our staff, the committee. I mourned last year, and I mourn again. I grieve with our family here. You guys, you're our family. Just amazing. Chief stood by all our sides. We haven't left each other, and we won't. We're always going to be here. So thank you, Chief.
I won't keep you much longer, but John, and we've been telling stories again, and John is this, and I went through some of his evaluations just to get little things to talk about, and he had, I wasn't in charge of the department when he got hired, but he certainly had the qualities that I look for now when I hire people. He's a very compassionate guy. I mean, he's always felt for people. A lot of the calls and commendations he got were for going above and beyond on calls, dealing with people and being there for them when they needed someone. And he sat through some situations that were, I don't know how he did it. I wasn't able to handle it for more than 30 seconds, and he was in there for 45 minutes. So anyway, God bless him. God bless all of you. I know his spirit's in a good place, and we want to celebrate his life. Ladies, you have a great dad. I know you know that. All right? So thank you, everyone, for being here and putting up with me not being able to communicate as much as I usually used to be able to. Okay, thank you.
With that, I'm going to call, does anybody have anything or good for recess?
Yeah.
All right, with that, I'm going to call a 5-minute recess, and thank you for being here. And we're sorry. All right. Tell me when we're on. We on? Okay. We only have a little bit left of the meeting. We just went into a short break. The family of Officer Patrick has left the chambers. The chief said it, and his widow said it. There'll be a formal ceremony, funeral, where everybody will get to say their goodbyes. I just want to say one thing before I move on to the officers that Officer Patrick worked with. He's got young daughters. You've got a lot of stories from working with him for the past, 17 years. Make sure that his daughters know the stories. Correspondence. Seeing none. Public comment on any governmental issue. If anybody has any comment on any governmental issue, come on up. I had gotten no emails on anything, and I have nobody coming up for the mic. With that said, we're going to go into executive session.
A Resolution 1022-24, whereas Article 6 of the Open Public Meetings Act provides that a public body may hold a closed session, and whereas the Township Committee will, during this meeting, enter into discussion of the following matters: attorney-client privilege and contract negotiation, redevelopment, attorney-client privilege and contract negotiation, redevelopment. Whereas the matters to be discussed in closed session are to remain in the strictest of confidence by all Township Committee members in furtherance of their fiduciary duties to the Township. Now therefore be it resolved, matters discussed at this meeting will be released to the public when the reasons for discussing and acting upon them in closed session no longer exist.
I move the resolution.
Okay?
And no action.
No action will be taken.
I want to make a comment.
Oh, let's make a comment, please.
Oh, we'll be back, okay.
Okay?
Second.
Motion for adjournment?
Second, motion.
Second?
Huber Laufer.
I'm glad everyone listens.
Motion adjourned. Meeting adjourned.